Well, first things first. I've already asked this in the thumbnail. Do these cars actually compete against each other? I mean, I've seen quite a few journalists call this the Innova Hycross killer, but is it really? That's the question that both of us have to figure out by the end of this video. It is going to be a proper CarStats style technical comparison where I'll be comparing these two cars on a whole host of parameters to give you both the on-road price as well as a CarStats on-road score. Share this with someone considering buying one of these cars, because towards the end of the video, in typical CarStats fashion, I'll be telling you all which one of these two cars I'd put my money on. And besides that, you'll be able to decide which car will suit you better. So the biggest similarity between these two cars is that they are 3-row MPVs and they can seat more than 6 people. And that's about it. That's where the similarities end. The Innova Hycross is going to be the better road trip machine because it comes with either a regular petrol engine or a petrol hybrid setup. The eMax 7 though is an all-electric offering by BYD, and so that means you'll have to plan your trips and your charging stops. It is more of a point A to point B long distance machine, and it isn't going to support you with impulsive itinerary changes. That's the strength of the Innova Hycross. Before we start with the technical comparison, here's a little bit of history. The Innova was basically launched in 2005 as a successor to the Toyota Qualis. That was an iconic vehicle by itself, and everyone knows that the Innova has done justice to both the Qualis and to Toyota's coffers. When the Innova was launched, people just simply got what it means. Whether it was fleet operators or small and large families, people flocked by Toyota dealerships, and this machine sorted out everyone's needs. Besides the popular diesels, the Innova also came with petrol engines, initially with a 2-liter petrol, and then when the Crista came in, it came with a 2.7-liter petrol engine. Definitely not sensible for everyone, but definitely saw a lot of buyers in the Delhi NCR region. Yes, the Crista is in fact still available in the market, but only with a diesel engine. And the Innova Hycross, it's a completely different machine. First off, no diesels at all. You either get it with a petrol or a petrol hybrid. Secondly, the Hycross has a monocoque chassis compared to the body-on-frame chassis of the older Innovas. And thirdly, the Innova Crista and the older Innovas were rear-wheel drive, whereas the new Innova Hycross is front-wheel drive. The BYD was launched in 2022, and stupidly, it was only a 2-row 5-seater MPV. And it was available only for business owners. And so, a lot of fleet operators jumped into it. This month, BYD wanted to change that narrative around this sort of a vehicle and launched the eMax 7, which is a proper 3-row MPV. The BYD E6 was launched only with a single battery size of about some 71 point something kilowatt hours, whereas this eMax 7 has been launched with 2 battery capacities, a smaller 54 kilowatt hour and a larger 71.8 kilowatt hour battery pack. Now obviously the smaller battery pack is to entire non-fleet operators and families to jump into the BYD bandwagon. Talking about the exteriors, the Innova Hycross is definitely the larger machine. It has a length of 4,755 mm, a wheelbase of 2,850 mm, a width of 1,845 mm, and it is also taller at 1,785 mm. It looks like a proper minivan and sits higher off the ground as well. What I don't like about the Innova Hycross's looks is its smallish wheels. I mean, I'm sure it serves the purpose, but it does look rather anemic. Don't get me wrong, there is nothing wrong with the way the Hycross looks, and it is quite a stylish vehicle and quite imposing on the road. But I do prefer the sharp and sleek design of the BYD eMax 7. With the addition of a sunroof and a facelift, it makes it feel more like a family-oriented product, undoing what its predecessor had done to its image. The wheels also do look proportionate to its body size, and because of these bits and pieces, I'm going to give this point to the BYD eMax 7. Moving inside, once again, the Innova Hycross is the bigger product. It is roomier in all 3 rows, the first, second and third row. If you get the variant with the Ottoman seats in the second row, you're going to have a luxurious experience because of the sense of space that it offers. The dashboard too is decent in terms of how modern it looks, but I have heard that there is a generous use of hard plastics, and I have also heard that the cabin insulation isn't great, especially when you're paying 30 plus lakhs for it. The eMax 7's interiors is less roomy, not in isolation, but only when you compare it with the Hycross. In the second row, you do sit a bit knees up, and that isn't great for long journeys. But on the other hand, I think the interiors are better designed than the Hycross. The dashboard is a lot simpler but more elegant, and the touchscreen is larger too. The front seats also look very well cushioned and stitched, and the colors are pleasing too. Having said that, I'm still going to give this point to the Innova Hycross because I'd rather spend time there than in the eMax 7. Moving into colors, the eMax 7 comes in 4, and these are crystal white, quartz blue, cosmos black and harbor grey. All these are very mature and sophisticated colors. The Hycross comes in 7 colors, some of which are difficult to pronounce, like this blackish agate glass flake, platinum white pearl, sparkling black pearl crystal shine. Yes, that's just one color. Silver metallic, avant-garde, bronze metallic, attitude black mica and super white. Very playful names for quite a serious and mature car. However, do note that some of these colors are variant specific. Talking about ground clearance, the Innova Hycross gets 185 mm and the BYD eMax 7 gets 170 mm. When it comes to boot space, the BYD eMax gets 180 liters with all 3 rows up, and with the third row folded it gets 580 liters. The Hycross on the other hand gets 300 liters of boot space with all the 3 rows up, and if you fold down the third row you get a massive 991 liters. So when it comes to practicality, the Hycross gets this point. Let's now move into the feature set of both these cars, and this is a non-exhaustive list of some of them on the Innova Hycross. You get 18-inch wheels on the higher variants, powered Ottoman seats with recline function and cup holders on the higher end trims, a large sunroof with mood lighting, drive modes in the hybrid drivetrain, paddle shifters in the hybrid variants, a powered tailgate, lane keep assist, automatic braking, a dynamic radar-based cruise control system, rear cross traffic alert, blind spot monitoring, automatic climate control in the first and second row, connected tech, a tire pressure monitoring system, a 10.1-inch infotainment system, auto high beam and a pre-collision warning system. The BYD eMax 7's features list include a panoramic sunroof, vehicle to load capability, a larger 12.8-inch rotatable infotainment display with an advanced instrument cluster, advanced driver assistance systems, ventilated front seats, intelligent high beam control, follow me home headlights, a portable card key, wireless phone charging, a PM 2.5 filtration system, powered tailgate and DC charging port which is CCS2 compatible and supports charging speeds of up to 80 kilowatts. I think both these cars are quite well decked with features, and the standout feature on the Innova Hycross is definitely the powered Ottoman seats, whereas with the BYD eMax 7 it is the vehicle to load capability. Since both these cars are so similarly spec'd, I'm going to give both of them 1 point each. Now when it comes to safety, neither of these cars have been tested by NCAP, and both these cars also get ADAS and 6 airbags as standard across all variants. So once again, I'm going to give both these cars 1 point each. Finally, let's move into the all-important part of this technical comparison, and that is drivetrains and pricing. To keep things straightforward, I am only going to be comparing the hybrid variants of the Innova Hycross with the BYD eMax 7. The first thing you'll notice is that the eMax 7 comes either as a 6-seater or a 7-seater, whereas with the Innova Hycross, it's either a 7-seater or an 8-seater. And also, if you buy the eMax 7 with the larger battery pack, it is still going to be considerably cheaper than the base variant Innova Hycross Hybrid. With the eMax 7, you get a range of either 420 km per charge with the smaller pack or 530 km per charge with the larger pack, whereas the Innova Hycross delivers a mileage of 23.24 km per litre. If, however, you prefer speed and power to everything else, then the eMax 7 with the larger battery pack will keep you happy behind the wheel while delivering a decent range. I'm going to have to give this point to the Innova Hycross because it offers the advantage of an electric drivetrain for short distances whenever you may need it, and also offers an internal combustion engine to take away any sort of range anxiety. I really love hybrids, and the Innova Hycross with a plug-in hybrid system would be a dream machine. At the price at which it sells, the BYD eMax may be the cheaper car to own and run. But once the battery degrades, you're going to be left with barely any resale value. This makes it terrific in value still for fleet operators because they can write down the drop in resale value as depreciation. And they will also be able to use the battery to its full potential. No puns intended here. See, EVs make sense only if you're going to use them a lot to its capacity. If they are underutilized, they're not only going to be expensive to purchase, but they're also going to leave a larger carbon footprint, thus defeating their claim of being eco-friendly. And so time has finally come to tell y'all which one of these cars I'd put my money on. Once again, the Innova Hycross is the technically superior car and the car I'd prefer owning. For just slightly larger dimensions, it offers so much more space and practicality and offers low running costs too. Pair that with reliable Toyota components and service, this car is definitely a winner. But what would you all think? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching CarStats. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to the channel. It's going to take me a very long way, and I'll see you all next week.